My early work was related mostly to salmon passage on northwest rivers, the Columbia and Snake River in particular, and then started to evolve to a more Midwestern research focus, and that was really kind of highlighted in the 2008 floods. And so we had these devastating floods that impacted much eastern Iowa, and Vitek Krajewski and I co-founded the Iowa Flood Center, with Vitek's work really on hydrology and watershed processes, and mine on free surface or open channel flows. And so kind of in that interaction between the two of us, put forth the Iowa Flood Center to the state legislature. Vitek is the director of the Flood Center. He and I both work very actively to keep that program serving the state of Iowa. So my research kind of evolved to more watershed processes, flood forecasting, stream flow forecasting, simulation of stream flow, I guess, more particularly, and then doing that both in terms of quantity and quality. And so my work these days, in addition to the kind of supporting the Iowa Flood Center research, is also involves a lot of work on water quality. And as the state of Iowa is now working to implement the Iowa nutrient reduction strategy, working with watersheds in different locations in Iowa to look at scenario assessment for what types of practices would benefit those watersheds, both from a water quality perspective as well as reducing stream flow during heavy rainfall. Yeah, so IIHR is one of these kind of really wonderful academic research organizations, very interdisciplinary. Through the early part of the history of IIHR, it was mostly faculty from the College of Engineering and mostly from mechanical and civil and environmental engineering, but it's expanded quite a lot over the years. Now, in addition to having the faculty-led research, we also have a couple centers. So we have the Iowa Flood Center as part of IIHR, and then a Regents-funded center called the Iowa Nutrient Research Center, which is housed at Iowa State University. We typically have about 40–45% of the total budget responsibility for that center. And then University of Northern Iowa also is involved in the Iowa Nutrient Research Center. And then the third entity within the program is the Iowa Geologic Survey, which provides services back to the state of Iowa for understanding groundwater as a resource, both in terms of quantity for drinking water as well as quality. They also create the drought forecast for the state of Iowa. So now when you think about the Flood Center, the Nutrient Center, and the Geological Survey, we have the talent and the expertise here to study things from surface water to groundwater, from water quality to water quantity, from drought to flood. And so it's really become a kind of a nexus of water-related research interest. In addition to all of that, we still do a lot of work that's fluids-focused. So we have faculty that do work in biofluids, looking at blood flow in the human body, airflow into and out of the human lung, ship hydrodynamics program that remains very strong, supporting the Office of Naval Research's naval design programs, faculty in urban and regional planning, in journalism and mass communication, geography and geoscience, public health, chemistry, mathematics and statistics, and kind of all across the broader institution, the University of Iowa, all focused in one way or another on fluid mechanics or hydraulics and hydrology. One of the things that I've really tried to articulate across the state is that we're working in complex kind of watershed processes, and throughout much of time people thought about things that happen out in the watersheds being a land-grant institution responsibility, and things of a different nature being at the comprehensive universities. And when we go out and work in the watershed, I would really like to say that we don't have an urban agenda, we don't have an ag agenda, we have an Iowa agenda. And it's a science-based agenda. We want to do work to make Iowa a better place for all of us to live.